This bird keeps attacking me every time I go to my car. Hey, get out of here. I'm watching you.
Is that for real? In my imagination. Let me see that.
Not your imagination.
What's the occasion?
Life.
Life. Have you just crawled out the grave? Where? Talk to me.
Have a nice day.
Are you haunting me or am I haunting you?
You're haunting me. See you later.
Joe.
Go back home. It's not worth it. Good job.
Abundantly clear, coronavirus has been in play as a biological weapon agent since 1966. In 1990, Pfizer filed the first patent on a vaccine for coronavirus. Is it any wonder that Pfizer was in the game and knew that it was going to actually somehow mysteriously show up with a vaccine? Oh,
and they told Trump,
they
"Oh, we made it in 2 days."
Yeah, they had a patent in 1990.
Doc, you've got the floor.
And
I'm not going to interrupt you. Keep going. Keep going.
No, it's all good. Because what happened in 1999 is Ralph Barich's coronavirus modification and manipulation program took what used to be a respiratory and a gastrointestinal bug and turned it into something that would actually create cardiomyopathy in rabbits. And in 2002, that gave rise to the patent that was filed called the Infectious Replication Defective Clone of Coronavirus. Now, we have a commercially interested group of sociopaths who want to make money while killing people. That's the bottom line.
And creating a global control grid for the social credit score out of the vaccine passport.
No question, but the reason why that's important, remember, is if you can weaponize healthcare, if you can weaponize the idea that you need to do something in the interest of surviving.
That's a victorious beachhead.
It's a phenomenal beachhead. You get behavior modification, you get compliance, you get all sorts of other things. They knew.
105 years old, and she was absolutely amazing. There is Ramiro, confirmed, 100-year-old. This guy looks like he's 70 years old. And he's jumping on a horse and lassoing cows and riding around. Easily the most vital centenarian I met on any continent over the past 20 years.
I hit the lottery.
Jamal won $30,000 on the Michigan lottery, bought himself a $20,000 necklace. You see, he's wearing it there. He's heard of people getting robbed for their jewelry.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I was just looking around, making sure nobody ain't trying to get my chain,
But they did get his chain. He walks out the store. The suspects were waiting.
They took off running and jumped in their car and took off down Warren.
People are not scared though. People are not scared. Although I'm beginning, I feel like, oh my God, at least somebody is brave, but I can't deny here. Look at there, sitting there. Oh my God.
There's some going on underneath the Taj Mahal.
There was a book, I think that book is called Badshah Nama. This was written about how Taj Mahal was built, and that book was written at the time of Taj Mahal. And they basically say that before the Taj Mahal was erected, there was a structure there. Demolished it and they built Taj Mahal on top of it. So now underneath there are several structures. Some of it has been opened now. At that time, most of these structures were closed, completely closed off.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What an amazing structure that is.
Taj Mahal? Yeah.
Good Lord.
Taj Mahal uses a lot of optical illusions and just confuses you. What makes you kind of like fall in love with that. Changes color according to the light, according to the time of the day and the moonlight and all that stuff. Yeah.
That place is trash. And people are eating there? No way. That's the most ghetto McDonald's I've ever seen.
Done. I'm just gonna give them one quick whisk here.
We're going to start in San Francisco, where community members say they're concerned over a naked man walking around following kids. You could see some of the incidents were caught on camera. This is in the Castro district. We've blurred it out, but pictures and videos show the man nearly naked and inappropriately touching himself.
But the problem is that now he's been targeting kids because he's been following kids. He's in front of the kids doing it. And he's been doing they said it for a year.
So what is SFPD doing about it? They say they can't do much. When they showed up to the scene last week, they said the man was only wearing a sock. But in a statement, police said officers did not have probable cause to arrest him. Parents say they'll continue fighting until the man is stopped.
You know, I can't believe they didn't arrest that guy. He's naked out in the street. He's messing with little kids, playing with himself in front of little kids. That's not enough probable cause to arrest that guy. What's going on there in that city? If you enjoy content like this, I put out several videos a week. It'll be amazing if you hit the subscribe button and join me in the next video.
Aquí vemos amigos de TikTok, miren nomás. Esto resultó en el pueblo aquí de San Marcos, aquí mi pueblo. Aquí toda la gente está asustada, estamos aquí asustados pues. Miren nomás. Ya ven que el paricutín resultó 3 días para que explotara, pero que alguien nos pueda ayudar. Evacuamos o qué hacemos, miren. La tierra, no sé, explotó, nomás se dicen que tronó. ¿Qué hacemos, señores?
DEA agent was setting up hidden cameras deep in the California wilderness to find cartel members who will have a grow operation. On this footage, a creature comes out, covers up the camera with foliage, and you can hear it walking off. There are several groups of footage that if you want to see, you got to pay. Because a lot of people don't want to release that footage because they don't want people coming on their property searching. And then these creatures seek revenge. Missing 411 is a series created by the gentleman I mentioned earlier, David Paulides. If it's not a real creature, why is it listed in the Yellowstone National Park's list of animals?
Japanese women really don't get menopausal symptoms and very low breast cancer rates. And they eat masses of seaweed, masses of sea fish, which has masses of iodine in it. Everybody's low on iodine because they're drinking, bathing in chlorinated water. They've got furniture which is off-gassing bromine, which knocks out iodine. They're using fluoride toothpaste, or there's fluoride in the water, and that's knocking out their iodine. They're going swimming in the swimming pool with chlorine in it. That knocks out the iodine. So pretty much everybody, unless they're being scrupulous, are low on iodine.
And some purple sugar cane, and I found a crazy mushroom. What in the frick is that, and what planet is that from? I mean, it looks like venom attacked this mushroom. It's got black goo on it. That is one trippy looking mushroom. Definitely looks edible for sure. Does anyone know what mushroom that is?
Can some birds, you know?
Damn.
Work for it. And that's how it is. Good.
What was the name?
Tree
The
of
Tree
Life.
of Life.
Yeah. Tree of Life. Wow.
Now there's peace.
There's peace now.
There's peace.
They're eating now. Wow.
That tree looked like somebody carved it. That don't look natural to me.
Yeah. You can come over here. Hello, Laurie.
Hi, Peanut. No, wait.
We need to talk to you.
Damn, the power just went out. That's crazy. Oh, it's coming back. Oh, what the was that? What the?
Last year. I've posted this footage before, but I'd just like to go over it once again. So, this object seems to be some sort of cluster. Now, people are going to be shouting balloon, but like I've explained, anomalies will imitate objects that can be seen in our surroundings. So I've slowed the footage down. If you keep an eye on this green object here on the left, if you look closely, there seems to be some sort of energy coming out of the surface. So you need to see that closely. That's not the sun's reflection. I've said this many times, many arguments. That's not the sun's reflection, guys and girls. But that's why I've slowed the footage down so we can check it out. Now, this object seems very much alive, and you need to look at it closely. Especially these penguin-looking objects. I mean, they almost look like real penguins, not balloons. It's crazy. Probably best not to believe anything I do say. But I'll always present the footage, and it's up to you to make a decision on these objects. I'll just continue to post what I know to be the truth, but you need to watch this carefully, this object, how it moves and behaves. Now, you need to look at that penguin. I mean, can you see how much alive it is? I've got to add some pictures in a moment of real penguins, balloons at the bottom. And like I said, they imitate the object.
Who is the most demon-possessed person in politics right now?
Oh! There are so many candidates.
I agree. I think U.S. politics is run by demons.
Well, greed.
Greed, yes.
The spirit of mammon.
Spirit of who?
A mammon.
Oh.
And the spirit of Leviathan, the spirit of pride, runs politics. I know how desperately you wanted me to say Nancy Pelosi or Bernie Sanders or Kamala Harris, but I'm not going to do it.
Maybe Trump. Maybe Trump's got a demon.
Maybe. Anybody could have demons. And some of those people override those impulses by trying to do the right thing with a belief system that is good. But
what I'm really getting at is Hillary Clinton.
You don't know how they sleep at night, and you don't know what they're like behind closed doors. None of them. And that's the thing. It isn't how we act in public. It's how we treat our families, our innocent children, our spouses, our friends. Jesus said, greater love has no man than this, than to lay down his life for a friend.
Did vampires come from the Nephilim?
Well, vampires are real in the occult. Dracula is a more modern type of the literature that's going to hold the belief system and their history within it. So you have, Dracula, for example, as the son of a dragon. It goes back to Greek for drakont and drakonta, which means watcher, as in watcher angel. It's everywhere. People just don't recognize the links of it. And of course, the giants, both before and after the flood, and secret societies probably at the depth level even today, would drink blood. And they were drinking blood to extend their life after Genesis 6:3, shorten all lifespan to 120 years. And they also used it secondarily to provide additional cognitive abilities. And so they preyed on humans not only to eat them before the flood, but to drink their blood. And then after the flood, they had to do things a little bit more in secrecy, as they were needing humankind to survive because they had a fertility issue after the flood.
So some piece of you-know-what decided that they're going to go around last night chopping down trees all over downtown LA. This is on Grand right before you get down to 5th. There's a bunch more up there by the Wells Fargo Center. I saw it in South Park as well. It's disgusting.
the Ouija board and we wrote a song about it. So we wrote a song about pretty much everything that we did.
Right.
And we stopped playing the Ouija board because like we was sitting on a bunk bed and Lazy was asking who was going to die first in his family. And he was like, when he found out it was somebody that he didn't want, so he threw the Ouija board and then they picked it back up and then beds started falling down. So a whole bunch of stuff started happening.
So
where it's
real
like, right, I ain't with that no more. So,
Right.
you know, we learned our lesson hands on. And then when Eazy-E, he was like, y'all got to do that song, man. I like that Ouija song y'all did, man. And then he started talking backwards. And then after he passed, here comes the marketing and the promotional train, and here comes the company. You know what we need to do? Let's make some money off of it. So they put that mysterious back in the days when, you know, CD covers and reading CD covers was the thing to do. So, you know, that it manifested from there, and it, you know, I think it was a whole lot of.
Did that you feel?
The Ouija board is like opening a portal of nothing but bad things to come in. I would stay away from those Ouija boards.
That's the bike.
Yeah, there's a bike on it. There's nobody there.
Here you go. Leg drive.
Yo, that's creepy.
When they do their rituals, it's always on a checkered board. It symbolizes the two dimensions, the dimension of light and darkness, our dimension and their dimension crossing. Bohemian Grove, all these things that everyone talks about, that's what these rituals are, to ball. And one of the most important people should study, one of the most important people is Aleister Crowley, the father of the American cult, bro. This guy, when he starts doing all his crazy shit, this is where you see that shift in technology also with people like Jack Parsons. These are people that you need to know, that you need to study to understand where we are today and why these things are literally right in front of our face, because we've been conditioned slowly, gradually to accept this satanic that is not normal, man. Very slowly, very subtly. Our enemy has a longer lifespan than we do. The demonic realm, they live longer than we do. They follow us. They communicate. When you're dealing with some fortune teller who's actually saying that's real, and you're like, how the f do they know? Some of these people have sold their souls. Black magic is real. The evil eye is real. It's something we're going to talk about. It all comes from this dimension that is parallel to ours. My fear is, with everything that's been going on, now that they're declassifying all these documents, and UFOs are real, and supposedly in Peru they were battling 7-foot aliens 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then you got people like Stephen Greer who want to say, yeah, it's all real. These are demons, brother. We know that they can travel at the speed of light. The demonic realm, we know this from scripture. We know that Cain, the one who killed his brother Abel, right? First murder on earth. We know that the devil, based on these traditions, shapeshifted into a human being, went amongst the children of Cain and taught them how to make music. That is where music was created. It's actually a demonic inception. So this is where music comes from, because it's the weapon of them. It's the weapon of the demonic realm. Watch a movie without music, you'll never cry. I promise you. You can watch a million things, you know, maybe it'll be a little sad, but unless they play like that Inception music in the background, and then you see in Today I Lost My... Like, you won't feel without that sound. It's a very powerful weapon. So we know from some of these traditions, we know especially from the Muslim tradition, that the devil shapeshifted in front and went into the children of Cain and taught them how to play instruments and make music. The weekend has been going around since day one, bro. People have been gathering since the beginning of time on the weekend to dance to music, bro. Literally, since this whole thing started. The weekend has existed since day one on earth, bro.
这是什么玩意这个？啊？有人知道吗？这是什么？怎么老是让我冒东西？
Notice the environment before we start. Pay attention. Ready? It's just me. I don't work for Marvel. I don't got no team. You feel me? It's me in my backyard. It's time to accept the truth, bro. It's only gonna... You feel me? This is... Notice the environment. Now notice me in the environment. You see that? Notice the environment.
Is it me or did it sound like somebody turned on the fans when he was doing that?
Here's some interesting footage that I came across online today of a black object that looks, a lot of people are going to shout that it looks like a balloon, but let's watch this object's movement. As we can see here, the observer has some form of high ground, so you can get a good look at this object as it descends. And just watch the movement of this object. Now, people are going to say this is a balloon. Watch its movement as it's heading downwards in a straight line as it goes towards the ground here. Now, it doesn't hit the ground, it doesn't bounce off the ground or anything like that. It descends down towards this little area here that we can see. Now, I have zoomed in slightly here. I'm not too sure who done this recording, but if anyone knows who recorded this object, feel free to reach out. Now, we can see from the tree here that the winds are very slight, so I'm assuming it's probably around 2 to 5 miles an hour of wind. It's not windy at all, it might even be less than that. And you can see the object here as it comes towards this fence line. Now, as we watch it go towards this fence line as it's moving, now you'll see when he zooms in on it in just a moment. As you can see it's towards the middle of the screen. If you can see it, I've tried to zoom in slightly, so we can catch its movement as it zigzags backwards and forwards. Very erratic. Very erratic. This is an amazing capture. This is an amazing capture. Now, anyone who's going to just shout balloon, you know, you need to pay attention. You really need to be paying attention to what these objects are doing. Right there it goes forwards, starts coming backwards. But notice it maintains the same altitude. It stays the same height in the sky as it's making these movements. It's not bobbing up and down or anything here. It's going backwards and forwards. And as you can see, the observer is zooming in on the object, and it has some form of gold insignia on the right hand side here. Note, this is another important notice here, as the gold side is on the right hand side. That is the only side you ever see. It does not move or rotate. This object is not flailing in the wind. It stays the same side consistently all the way through the video. That is not normal. That is not normal. There's no tumbling up with this object. An amazing capture. Such an amazing capture. And just in a moment, I believe the observer who's recording this loses track of it as it's erratic movements are swaying backwards and forwards. But yeah, a really good capture, guys. If you'd like to see more like this on the channel, feel free to drop us a follow, drop a like, a share, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
It's an amazing capture if it's true, if it's real, right? Something about that seemed kind of fake to me. Like, how was the dude recording it from above? Where was he at?
And whoever this was that we call the ancient Egyptians, they were not of this world to start with. They came here knowing all that we still are trying to find out. So it implies that they were not from here. They came in fully understanding the whole universe. And they were able to do things with their temples and with the way that they laid out the pyramids. They knew things we didn't know, and we still don't know. And we're still trying today. In metaphysics and in occultism, religion, we're trying to find the bottom line that the ancient peoples, they are.
There's two photos here, and the first one looks normal. I'll show that to y'all. If you want to go ahead and show Chris the normal one, Maddie.
Okay.
Just a normal photo.
Kids in a kitchen.
Nothing's happening. Everything's just chill. Definitely no entities, right?
Right.
No
That
entities in that. If you scroll down.
Oh.
We have this crazy stuff. There should be a zoomed in. Is there a zoomed in photo?
That's so creepy.
That's some ring stuff going on right there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like you can see the
catch a
hair.
smile.
Right.
Right? It's smiling. And it's hair.
It's like
And it even like
you can
it's
see
long black hair.
The fact that she's covering her ear, like she does not look happy.
No,
she's the only one in there that's not having a good time and looking directly at the camera.
Right.
Maybe she's hoping the camera's capturing whatever's talking to her.
Maybe.
I would say like that in like the demon that was like in the boxing ring.
Yeah, that's what it gives.
It does
It
give
gives
that.
demon in the boxing ring.
This is really amazing about the reality of the demonic world. There's a guy named Richard Gallagher. He's a psychiatrist. He and his wife had 2 cats, and they loved each other. But one night, they went nuts on each other. They're attacking each other, hissing, they're growling, they're snarling, they're trying to kill each other. They literally had to rip them apart. So what the heck is going on? They couldn't figure it out. Well, the next morning, the doorbell rings at 9 in the morning, and it was a previous appointment. A Catholic priest was bringing a woman who claimed to be a high priestess of a satanic cult to be evaluated by him to see if she was mentally ill or perhaps demon-possessed or whatever. So at 9 o'clock, the doorbell rings. He opens the door, and here's this woman who claims to be a priestess of a satanic cult. She kind of sneers at him, and she says, "How'd you like those cats last night?"
In the following video, Diana Sudi and her brother are freaking out after seeing many police cars pulling up to their backyard.
One, that now looks like there's another one.
There's another one? Oh, you're right. What the hell is... Here.
It appears that all the policemen are checking out this trailer. Something about it must be worth examining, because as it seems, a lot of cops are going inside. According to Diana, the trailer belongs to her father, and he's been renting it out to someone. However, the person living inside has not left the trailer for more than a week, which is why the police are here. They're conducting a welfare check to see if the man inside is okay, but upon checking, they discovered something rather unfortunate. The man had passed away. Now it's worth mentioning that during this recording, Diana and her brother didn't know the man had passed. They were just recording all the commotion that was going on in their backyard. But as they got closer to the trailer, Diana captures something that she can't explain. The following is her footage. Watch closely.
Right there, right there. Wait, they're going up to Tom's place. So wait, you said the light wasn't off?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's a lot of cops.
Holy shit, what the hell?
They're coming out.
Are they calling something in? Going back over. What was Tom doing?
There's like a map. You can check or something.
Neither Diana nor her brother had noticed the small figure. They don't recall ever seeing the silhouette from the recording, which makes them think that it was never there to begin with. However, the video shows otherwise. Something was actually there, but for some reason, they couldn't see it in person. But of course, the strangest part about this is the figure itself. At some point, the figure disappears behind a policeman.
Oh, that's a lot of cops.
To Diana, this might explain why the silhouette was completely elusive to them. Now, while this whole incident creeps her out, it doesn't compare to what happens when she and her father decide to go inside the trailer a few days after this occurrence. But Diana regrets helping him because, while checking it out, this happens.
Oh. You brought the phone?
Yeah. Hey.
Get ready. Could be a little smelly.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Oh my god. Jeez. Oh my god. What was that?
A lifeless crow suddenly falls out from an open cabinet, scaring the living daylights out of Diana. Although not sure how it just suddenly fell out, she has no words for what she finds while being inside the trailer. What she uncovers has left her beyond spooked. Watch.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Oh, Jesus. Wait, did this guy have a kid? What is this?
Yeah, this kid died like before. A long time ago.
While it may seem like nothing significant, these handprints are the reason why Diana hasn't been able to come back to this trailer. It didn't immediately click for her, but after going home and watching this video, she quickly sent it to her brother, who then told her exactly what she was thinking. While looking back at the video she took days before, she couldn't help but notice the size of the figure. Its stature is similar to that of a child's. Could it be, as Diana thinks, that the figure may have been the spirit of the man's child? Given what occurred on this night, she feels that its appearance was unlikely to be a coincidence.
What is this?
Yeah, this kid died like before. A long time ago.
As with all videos, I'll let you be the judge on whether or not something paranormal was captured. But for now, this video remains a mystery.
What has been happening when people die here since 10,500 BC? Most of them get hijacked. As soon as the body, as soon as you die, your consciousness starts to raise in frequency and your body starts to drop in frequency until they separate and sever. What normally happens is your consciousness keeps raising in frequency and then it will go up and connect to your D5 level of self. That's where you see the light at the end of the tunnel in near-death experiences. That's when you're connecting with the center of your soul matrix in D5. What these wormholes and the people who run them have been doing is they have been literally sealing off the ability to make that transition out of this planetary system into the next density level. They have been siphoning off people when they die and dragging them into Phantom Matrix. There's a whole bunch of them there that know this is the time they can get out. And after this time, that matrix is going to be closed. It's going to be literally probably millions of years before anybody tries to go back in there, because it's a place that almost took this matrix down, trying to save it. So right now, there's a whole bunch of people, and people that aren't in bodies anymore, that are trying to get the heck out. So if we start to see tragedies and things happen.
Well, let me know what you think about these videos down in the comments section. I'd like to thank you for watching. Until next time, this is CYPTV, and I'm out.